Hi, I'm live here for the Champions League Final between Manchester City and Chelsea. It's a big game for both sides. Different random. Chelsea looking to build on their success of 2012 and possibly upset the odds as well. So, big game for both sides. All English final, which for English football fans is fantastic. And then fantastic, and you can also watch it live on the BT Sport YouTube channel. So YouTube channel for free. So obviously, if you want to do that, feel free. But obviously, I'm going to be watching it from there, so I can take you through all of the action. Basically, it's just kicked off. Kicked off live from Porto, and yeah, hope you enjoy the game as well. So City kick off first. It's underway. Very noisy in his Stadio dos Dragão. Lots of fans for both sides. There's still some empty seats as well, but not as much as in previous months. So that's great. We have a Champions League final with fans in the stadium, and be interesting to see who comes out on top in Porto. City have the ball. Zinchenko is out on the left, and yeah, Chelsea have had the better of City in recent months, beating them in the Premier League earlier this month and in the FA Cup semi-final last month. But City did win the first meeting of the two teams at Stamford Bridge in January. But Chelsea have really developed since then, so it's going to be very difficult to predict who will actually come out on top. Not much to report in the opening exchanges. City have possession as usual in these early exchanges. But Chelsea are looking to keep things compact at the back. Timo Werner on the ball now for Chelsea. And he earns a throw-in. Yeah, Not much to report in these early exchanges, but Chelsea are forward through Werner and Havertz trying to pull it back, but straight into the arms of Ederson, the goalkeeper. Not really much to report in these opening exchanges. City have got the ball now. Chelsea fans making all the noise there. City fans, I'm sure, will too as well. No goals as of yet. If you've just come in, obviously 5 minutes gone, not much to report. Hmm. Uh, yeah, Phil Foden's on the ball now. Gundogan, not not really got going yet. The spinal, not much to report. So yeah. Well, what ball that is for Sterling? Oh, his first touch's not that great, and it's smothered by Mendy, but City have got corner. Yeah, not much to report in these early exchanges, as I said, but City did have an opportunity there through Sterling. Here comes Phil Foden now. Yeah, it's been pulled up for a foul. Corner comes in, but it's been corner and then a foul by the City player on Thiago Silva, I think it is. Or a bit of a scuffed clearance there, but here comes Havertz, I think. It's Havertz in the penalty area. Oh, Werner, think he was clear on goal, Werner, but he missed kick in front of goal. That's pretty much summed up his season. But here comes City on at the other end. Oh, it's almost to the far post, but it was cleared just in the nick of time by Ben Chilwell. Here comes Sterling. Gundogan to us. Foden, I think it is, to Zinchenko. Sterling. Reece James clears, but it's only as far as Zinchenko. I think gets shepherded out by Kai Havertz. Yeah, chance for Timo Werner. Tries to swipe it, but misses his kick completely, and that pretty much just about sums up his season, really, Timo Werner. It's not had much luck with Chelsea this season after all the goals he had scored for Leipzig in last season. The Chelsea now on the ball, and Gundogan's fouled him. Kai Havertz, no, Mason Mount. All of the shirt there on Mason Mount. Lies. Not much. Reece James now on the ball for Chelsea. Oh, Werner's on the ball now once again. Passes it to Kante, but heavy first touch allows Diaz to clear. Chelsea, here come Chelsea again. Not the most breathless of starts to this final, but pretty quiet so far. It's just offside Ben Chilwell trying to latch onto through ball, and yeah. Mason Mount now on the ball with Ben Chilwell. Oh, here comes Mount. Oh, to Werner. Oh, what a chance. What a chance that was for Timo Werner. Just tame finish, really, straight into the gloves of Ederson. Need to have more power on that from Timo Werner. Once again, misses a glorious opportunity. But here come Chelsea again. Timo Werner, and he hits the side netting. Took a deflection, but it's Chelsea starting to get on top now. Timo Werner, you can never fault his build-up play, but his finishing leaves a lot to be desired. Could have had a couple already if he had had his shooting boots on. Chelsea corner comes in, but straight to Edison's gloves, and yeah, we go again. Not much to. But Kai Havertz sends Werner in again. Chilwell to Kante, heads over. Yeah, Aguero, could he get a farewell fairy tale before he heads off to reportedly Barcelona? Sterling on the ball now. Yeah, to De Bruyne, he's in space, but it's been cut out for a corner. Sterling just runs at their defence, passes out to De Bruyne, who's slightly offside. But his cross gets cut up, I think that's Pilaquet. So Guardiola, first time really he's out of his technical area. Mendy. That's Pilaquet. Chelsea have started okay in this final. Not really let City into their stride as much, but here they are up forward through Chilwell. First cross gets cut out and comes to Jorginho as Pilaqueta and then to Reece James. Werner just outside the penalty area and then cross comes in, doesn't quite reach Havertz, but comes out to Rudiger. Chelsea having a decent spell here. But City intercept and look to get an attack going. Foul, Kyle Walker by Jorginho. City have got another free kick. Sterling kind of bought it, but still free kicks at City. It's better atmosphere, isn't it, with fans in the stadium? Sport Champions League finals boiling up very nicely. Still 0-0 if you've just tuned in. Zinchenko. Not much. Timo Werner's had the two best chances of the final so far, but in keeping with this season, he hasn't taken them. So that's why it's still goalless, but Chelsea could have been 2 up by now. But they do have a free kick after a foul on Kansai. City haven't really got into their usual passing rhythm him as of yet. Massive credit to Chelsea's tactics. Tuchel, he's a very good manager, even though he sometimes does overthink it. But he's getting it right so far in this Champions League showpiece. Reece James on the free kick for Chelsea. And Ben Chilwell, of course. Both of them over the free kick. Hopefully they can get the delivery right for Chelsea fans. Comes in and Havertz tries to jump up, but it doesn't get enough in his header. And then comes to Kante and he passes it all the way back to his goalkeeper. He sends it up long, but it's not to a Chelsea shirt. Sorry, not much action to report, so that's why I'm not really speaking as of yet. But any big moment that comes around, I'll go on to talk about it then. But here comes De Bruyne. Sterling trying to get past Reece James. But James tackles him very well and earns a goal kick. To De Bruyne. Oh, come on, he's got to score, but it's tackled well by Rudiger. Phil Foden, brilliantly tackled by Rudiger. If he didn't make that tackle, then Phil Foden would probably have scored. But he got it just right there, Rudiger, the Chelsea defender. And up comes to Werner, he doesn't keep it in play. City throw in. Brilliant ball in by De Bruyne. Sends Phil Foden on goal, but what a challenge by Antonio Rudiger of Chelsea. Here comes Reece James again. As Pilaqueta just passing around Chelsea, the back. Yeah, still 0-0 if you've just tuned in. Yes, Champions League final in Porto, actually, not Istanbul, obviously because of the fact that Turkey's on the red list of countries for English people. So for people travelling from England, should I say. So that's why it was moved to Portugal and Porto, not Istanbul. Champions League final boiling up very nicely indeed. Neither side has been able to make the breakthrough as of yet. Almost half an hour in. Please feel free to get your comments in if you want. But here I am watching the Champions League final. Champions League final. City haven't really found their usual rhythm as of yet, but they're starting to pick it up now. And here comes Kyle Walker down the left. Oh, cross comes in, but doesn't quite reach for Riyad Mahrez. ball doesn't quite reach him there, so chance couldn't really get his shot on goal. But here comes Sterling, tries to curl it in, but his shot is blocked. Yeah, VAR is actually involved in the Champions League, so we could have decisions that could go to that technology and might have a long wait instead. So bear with me for that if it does happen. Still 0-0 half an hour in. But it's not without the lack of trying for both teams. Both had chances. Timo Werner could have had 2 already. And Foden, were it not for Antonio Rudiger, could have scored as well. So could have had goals, but still goalless in the final half an hour in. Oh, but he's given the ball away, I think, Zinchenko. But here comes Werner. Comes to Kante, and then Havertz. Chelsea now having a spell of possession. De Bruyne now on the ball. I think Foden gets fouled, and yeah, City have a free kick, which they take quickly. De Bruyne is trying to drive them forward, but he gets dispossessed by Kai Havertz. Chelsea just so compacted and frustrating City with all they can, but they've just given the ball away again. Fans trying to up the tempo for their side, but Chelsea are making it really difficult for City to get into this game as of yet. It's now a goalkeeper. Wow. Ball out from the back, and Chelsea player thinks Kante gets fouled. But here come Chelsea on the break now with Reece James. He's got Werner and Havertz ahead of him. He passes to Werner. What can he do at the German international? Comes to Kante, then has Pilaqueta. Will he go for goal? No. Chelsea just passing around the City box without really breaking through them. Here comes out to Ben Chilwell. Mason Mount, and they're just passing it backwards, really, Chelsea. But what ball that could it be for Ben Chilwell was well spotted by Kyle Walker, and it ends up in the goalkeeper's gloves. He's offside, actually, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. Kyle Walker on the ball. Yeah, boiling up very nicely this Champions League final, but no breakthrough as of yet from both sides. Yeah. Both sides, of course, will be playing at Brentford Football Club and all the other promoted sides in next season's Premier League after they secured their promotion with a playoff win over Swansea earlier today. So plenty to look forward to for them next season. Trip to the Brentford Community Stadium. But as for now, it's all their eyes are on winning the Champions League tonight. And I think some of the fans on both sides starting to get a bit pensive, shall we say. Drinks break, very hot in Portugal, it has to be said. So, yeah. We're at stoppage and play. Drinks break, actually. So, with Thomas Tuchel having some words. Thomas Tuchel having a few words with some of the Chelsea players. What is he saying to them, really? Yeah, drinks break. Kante's now on the ball after the drinks break. He's got Werner and he's got Havertz. He cuts inside, but he gets dispossessed just as he was about to pull the trigger. He gets dispossessed by Zinchenko. But that was a chance for Chelsea. And here comes City with De Bruyne. Comes out to Mahrez. Tries and twists and turn his way in, but it's into the hands of Edouard Mendy, the Chelsea goalkeeper. Havertz now on the ball into Werner, but he just doesn't get him. just doesn't get enough of the ball into the area. It just needs better quality of the pass to try and create some sort of goal scoring opportunity there. Oh, what a ball back here in behind to Ben Chilwell, but flicks up to crossfield ball over to Reece James, and then to out to Rudiger and out to Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell. Crosses it up over to the near side, but it's headed out by Zinchenko. Thiago Silva just went off. He looks distraught, really. I think it's with a calf injury. Matt's interesting to see how long he's ruled out for, especially with Copa America coming up with Brazil. Andres Christensen's on in his place. Kante comes to Reece James. Gets tackled by Bernardo Silva. Chilwell to Mount. Oh, what a ball that is! Does he reach Ederson? And he scores for Chelsea. Kai Havertz for Chelsea in the Champions League final after a brilliant ball through. And rounds Ederson and passes it into the net, and Chelsea have the lead in the final in Porto. Real composure there from the German international. Mendy out to Chilwell, and through ball slices the City defence through the centre. Havertz gets there ahead of Ederson. Ederson and just rounds him and places it into the empty net, and Chelsea have the lead in the final in Porto just before half-time as well. So, timely goal that. Havertz had his critics this season, but he could be the match winner in the biggest game in club football. First ever Champions League goal as well. What a time to get it. And Chelsea have the lead just before the break in Porto. Replays also shown that Havertz actually caught his arm, but didn't actually go to VAR for a check that, but who cares? It's not from a Chelsea perspective. It's now City 0, Chelsea 1 in the Champions League final in Porto. Now, saw City have it all to do now, particularly with how Chelsea have been so strong defensively. Then could be a difficult task on that, and it could get worse before the break if they're not careful. Because Reece James is now on the ball for the Blues. Was Guardiola got up his sleeve in the second half if the scoreline doesn't change before then? 3 additional minutes to be added on at the end of this first half, and it's City 0, Chelsea 1. What does Guardiola have? I think he's in discussion with his assistant, I presume, and it could get better than it's not the greatest finish after all over the top from N'Golo Kante, but Chelsea are definitely turning a screw here in Porto. 1-0 up, and they have looked the more likely to add a second, but just still only 1-0. Yeah. Half of the additional stoppages was passed by, and City, I think, will just want to get to half time. Really, they haven't really, been stirred as an attacking force as of yet. Will that man in the picture, Sergio Aguero, come on for the second half to turn the top final in its head? Who knows? Almost caught themselves unawares there, Chelsea, and it's given them, but they've got the throw in deep in their own half. What have City got in the second half? Wow. Absolutely fascinating this first half in Porto. Chelsea 1-0 up. Looks like going to half time. What City got? But Carl Walker's been crowded out. And there is the half-time whistle. It's Manchester City 0, Chelsea 1 in Porto. Kai Havertz with the goal just before the break for the Blues, and City and Guardiola have it all to do in the second half. Don't rule them out as of yet, but with Chelsea's solid defence, they've got a bit of a task now to turn this final round in the second half. Half time, it's Manchester City 0, Chelsea 1, and I'll be back out on this channel when the second half begins.